Tesla Barbarian's back, and today we're going to figure out the difference between your comfort steering, your sport steering, your standard acceleration, and your chill acceleration. Tesla thought of everything, but I haven't tried everything, so today we're going to try it all out. I normally keep mine on standard acceleration and sport steering. Keeps the steering tight, keeps the acceleration hot. But I want to know what it feels like to have it on the other settings. So let's figure it out. All right, so if we go into the controls from our main screen here, you'll see pedals and steering. Pedals and steering right now, acceleration is standard, steering mode is sport. That's how I normally keep it. So we're gonna do a test run, how I normally do it. All right, I don't need you guys knowing my pin to drive. All right, okay, you can look now. One of my favorite things about this car, it is such a pleasure to drive because of the smoothness of the acceleration. I've said that 100 times and I'll keep saying it. And the tightness of the steering. I do not have to steer the steering wheel 100 times in one direction or the other to get the vehicle to turn. The steering is so tight, you just make minor adjustments to the steering wheel and it really does whatever it is that you're looking for. We've actually got a traffic circle coming up here in a second, and you'll see just how much I don't have to turn the steering wheel. It was a shocker for me because I also have a Chevy Suburban and I have to drive it from time to time. To go from this into that Chevy Suburban, I feel like the Suburban's broken because I have to turn the steering wheel so many times to get around these traffic circles. So here we go around the traffic circle. I'm even going to avoid this giant pile of broken glass that's been there for 3 days, but nobody seems to care. Just tiny minor adjustments, get all the way around the traffic circle, and now we're back to good. I mean, in the Suburban, I would have to do entire rotations of the steering wheel to do that. Got another traffic circle coming. This one's a larger diameter traffic circle. Let's see how horrifying this is going to be. Oh my goodness, we're coming in hot. What are we going to do? Just a tiny touch to the steering wheel. Turn it about 90. About 45 back. I mean, for me, that level of steering tightness, first of all, I've not experienced that on any of my previous vehicles that have all been ICE vehicles, but I've not experienced that on any vehicle, no matter how new it is that I've driven. So for me, the pleasure of driving it is it feels like you don't have to work for it. The car just responds to what you're wanting it to do and does it in the best way possible. So as far as the acceleration, we're going to hit a highway up here and we're going to do a quick acceleration test on the on-ramp. We'll give it a little kick. Oh yeah, there it is. When you step on it, it makes your brain slap the back of your skull. I mean, it's astounding, the responsiveness, just how fast you get up to speed. I mean, just that little bit that we just did was 0 to 60. That's nuts. I don't care who you are, that's crazy right there. So on the highway, it really does kind of show its pedigree because it becomes what I call a point and click car. Or I need the car over there, so now the car's over there. It feels differently when you're in an ICE vehicle or any of the other vehicles I've ever driven or owned. It feels laborious. It's like, oh, I gotta change lanes. You turn on the signal and then you turn, and if you want to accelerate or decelerate, it becomes a thing you've got to do. You have to take certain steps. You got to apply a little bit of brake or this or that. Driving this, because of the regenerative braking, if I have to reduce my speed to get in behind a car, I just let off of the let off of the juice pedal a little bit. But all I do is let off the juice pedal a little bit, and it automatically slows itself down. If I need to accelerate a little bit to get into the flow of traffic in another lane, I just put it down just a tiny bit, and it gives me what I need to get over there. And then when it comes to the steering, put on the blinker, I'm barely touching the steering wheel and it moves. But then when I'm done touching the steering wheel, it's dead on accurate. It's straight and true. It's not as if I have to do the old weeble wobble to keep it in between the lines. All right, now we're gonna put acceleration into chill, steering into comfort, and let's see what it feels like now. We have to wait for the light to turn green now. I'm a Barbarian in a battle wagon, but the lady in the minivan doesn't seem to respect that.
So, how's the kid? Oh.
Wow. Holy crap. Already, that is astoundingly different. Okay, so PSA for those who go to switch their steering into comfort and switch their... Golly, I'm sorry. That's all over the place. I even missed my turn. So the acceleration is wildly unresponsive when you compare it to the standard acceleration. It's not bad, it's just incredibly unresponsive when compared to the acceleration that we're used to. And then the steering, look, I'm at more than 90 just to make a regular turn, whereas I was able to negotiate a traffic circle at 45 on the steering. So that steering difference is monumental. We're still going to take the on-ramp and do a comparison here, but that was immediate. Did you feel the difference? No? Hopefully you'll feel the difference when we do the on-ramp and I go to floor it. We didn't have enough runway when we did the on-ramp earlier for me to floor it, but I still kicked it. And, I mean, look, I'm putting so much depth into that pedal right now just to get a little bit of get up and go out of it. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Wow. How impressive that is not.
Well, this is pretty normal for a regular vehicle,
Yeah.
for a regular gas-powered vehicle.
But
It's soft and acceleration is expected.
I guess that's why they call it the chill mode. I do not like all this debris coming off of this truck. I don't need that. I guess that's why they call it the chill mode and then the comfort mode of steering. I wonder if I can switch them once in motion. I'm going to go with probably not, but... The judge says I'll allow it. And it did. It did. 100% did, yeah. All right. All right. So we have tested out our standard acceleration and our chill acceleration. We've tested out our sport steering and our comfort steering. In conclusion, for me, I'm going to keep it on our standard acceleration, or if I download the acceleration boost, the sport acceleration. And I'm going to keep it on that tight sport steering because for me, it works the best, it feels the best, it's what I'm used to, and it's a pleasure to drive. But it is good to know that there's such a drastic difference between one and the other, because if you've got friends or family members who wouldn't necessarily be comfortable driving this vehicle with that type of really jumpy, touchy, responsive acceleration and that very tight steering, then you can change it to something that feels a little bit more familiar. It does feel like an ICE vehicle. It does feel like something that you would normally drive, something that they would be used to driving if they've never driven an EV and never driven a Tesla. So that option being available to you, like I said, Tesla thought of everything. Old Uncle Elon Musk, he knows what he's doing. I can't recommend highly enough for me how much I enjoy the way that I keep it. But try out both modes, see what works for you. Do me a favor, drop a like for the algorithm, and we'll see you in the next battle.